Hi, I'm Sydney and I play Alona, and this is what you missed in episode 41 of Edge of Legend. The adventurers wake up to a few jaguar warriors looming over them. One of them recognizes Ichi as La Pacifica Dorita and manages to get her autograph as the party stirs from their exhaustion. They ask why the adventurers have come to Azmakon, and Alona relays that they're here to stop the Red Rock tribe. The warriors immediately get serious and say in order for them to trust the adventurers, the party needs to get the heart of an animal for sacrifice. Not really enjoying the thought of harming an innocent creature, Alona negotiates for it to be a heart of palm instead, and they agree. On their way to find the heart, the adventurers are stopped by a lone monkey. Immediately becoming suspicious, Rufa professes his distaste for the creatures and it runs off. But not before swiping Rufa's whip, Alona's holy symbol, and the last contract that Ichi had with her uncle. They begin chase, but then the monkey is surrounded by a swarm of others that look exactly like it. One group banks left, which Ichi, Morel, and Tobias follow. One continues straight, which Rufa and Alona follow. The right group corners the monkeys, but they disappear in a puff of smoke. They were a magical illusion conjured by the original. The group that Rufa and Alona follows reach a clearing with a huge rift in the earth. The rift looks fresh and steep. All the other monkeys poof away to reveal the original, who also transforms into a man. Rufa recognizes him as Sun Wukong, a trickster god from his homeland. Taunting the both of them, Sun Wukong drops their items in the crevice and disappears. Ichi, Morel, and Tobias catch up with Rufa and Alona and begin their descent into the ominous rift. Once they make it down, they promptly discover a temple, ancient and foreboding. They're able to recognize some of the old gods depicted in the architecture, but three faces keep reappearing that are not familiar to anyone. Ichi heads into the temple chasing the supposed Sun Wukong, but as soon as she corners him, he disappears. And behind her, a spectral version of her grandmother appears, the famous La Pacificadora herself. Meanwhile, Rufa and Alona see Ichi reappearing from the temple. Rufa picks up immediately that something is wrong, and begins insulting Sun Wukong's actions, calling them childish and boring. Ichi tries to hold it together, and suggests that she and Rufa follow this path into the temple, while Alona, Morel, and Tobias take another. Rufa and Ichi head out. But Alona starts to notice something is off and instructs Morel and Tobias to find the real Ichi while she follows the pair that just left. Rufa and Ichi get further into the temple when finally Sun Wukong reveals himself. He whispers in Rufa's ear, "She's coming for you. You've been marked." And suddenly, on Rufa's palm, a swirling black spot appears, morphing into the Shin character for Homeland. The mother dragon of the land, Salvamat, is coming for him. But Sun Wukong disappears once more and the spot vanishes. Back with Ichi, she's unsure if the apparition is truly her grandmother or another illusion of Sun Wukong, but she is real and saw Ichi when she was on the other side. It seems that the temple is very ancient and the veil between this side and the next is incredibly thin. Her grandmother sensed that Ichi was in danger, which is why she appeared. Ichi and her grandmother have a tender moment before she eventually disappears again and Tobias and Morel show up. Meanwhile, Alona also catches up with Rufa, who's staring at his empty palm. Alona asks Rufa if he caught Sun Wukong, and he retorts that he did not, but that once more, Sun Wukong is incredibly predictable, and his humor is outdated. This is when Sun Wukong reappears to defend himself, and somehow, Rufa negotiates to be Sun Wukong's manager to bring him up with the times. Sun Wukong then hands Rufa a few strands of his hair to use whenever Rufa needs him. Now on good terms, Sun Wukong leads them further into the temple to meet with the rest of their party. On their way, Morel takes a closer look at the walls and notices that Magaddon and Ravon are among the gods depicted, meaning this temple was made before they descended into hell, and the three faces that keep reappearing are ancients not known to mortals that have been gone since the beginning of time. When everyone meets up again, Sun Wukong vanishes, relaying it was only his job to get them to the temple in the first place. In his stead are all the missing items and the heart of palm they need to take to the king. Fast forward, they are in council with the king that takes to them immediately. There are two kings in North Azmakon, but it is told to the adventurers that the other is simply a figurehead. Alona relays that they are there to help with the Red Orc tribe and informs the king that the orcs have traveled to East Azmakon, potentially to use the gigantic beasts that live there against them. The king immediately becomes stone-faced and calls one of his priests over to prepare him for the Godlands. The king is going to aid the adventurers on their journey, and as a liaison between the gods and his people, he will protect them at all costs. And that is where we end episode 41 of Edge of Legend. Make sure to tune in Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to the Nat 20 Productions official channel on Twitch to catch these newest moments of Edge of Legend as they happen. We look forward to seeing you in chat as you become legends right alongside us. Thanks for watching!